Hey guys, it's Kingdom Orange 2 here, and welcome back to my channel. Now that Rainbow World has officially ended its season, I thought it would be the perfect time to look back and discuss what is going on with not only the new season, but also talk about why I think this new reboot is somewhat close to a dumpster fire. This video is going to focus on two main particular areas in general. I'm first going to talk about the new dolls themselves, and then focus on this season's storyline and ways in which I think it could have improved. So with that, let's jump right into it. Background. Before we go on, however, let's quickly discuss how we got to this place. From 2020 to 2022, it seemed like Rainbow High was going in a good direction, releasing more and more new dolls every year, as well as adding their spin-off line, Shadow High. However, cracks in the solid foundation began to show in early 2023, when MGA Entertainment released both their Series 2 Shadow High dolls, as well as their Series 5 Rainbow High dolls without the addition of the usual second outfit. It also seemed like MGA was trying to target a more youthful demographic when they began shying away from the typical names with their Rainbow and Shadow High characters, and instead went for more obvious names like naming a pink doll Pinky or a red doll Rosie. Rumors began circulating around the internet that the line was getting rebooted, and this information was more or less confirmed in a photo taken during some sort of mock display fair in October of 2023, in which a woman is seen with multiple brand new dolls behind her. So yeah, that's how Rainbow High got here. Dolls. The first line of dolls released for the Rainbow High reboot was the Series 1 Rainbow World collection. This set featured the 7 main girls, minus Poppy Rowan, with brand new basic outfits. Each doll also came with their own unique magical pet, as well as a DIY slime kit. Now, fan reaction to this was quite resounding. People were not only very unhappy with the removal of wrist and thigh articulation, but also with the glitter that was unfortunately non-removable from the dolls' foreheads. The slime gimmick was also seen as an obnoxious throwback to the Poopsie Slime Surprise dolls, which if you didn't know was the original doll line that Rainbow High was spun off from. A little while later, MGA continued releasing dolls for the new reboot, such as Swim in Style, a budget doll line where the bodies had little to no articulation, similar to the classic budget Series 3 dolls. They also released a Winter Wonderland line, in which each doll came with a slime snow kit where you could directly inject slime into the doll's dresses, a Bella styling head, 4 new characters with sparkly glitter legs, and the brand new line called Rainbow High Littles, which featured 5 characters who serve as the little sisters of the different Rainbow High students. Now, in my opinion, the main thing that MGA struggles with in terms of this reboot is trying to figure out which demographic to market to. Usually when associating children with rainbows, people tend to think of younger kids. However, with the complexity and detail placed in the Rainbow High dolls, you can clearly tell that they are marketed towards older girls, probably in the 8 to 12 range. And while I think this was a smart idea in the beginning, this obviously hasn't worked out for them, hence the reason why we have the reboot in the first place. Rainbow High is already fantastical in nature. Each character has colorful hair, big heads, and some of them even have unnatural skin tones, but I feel like in many aspects, the designers of MGA Entertainment still struggle with translating this fantastical nature to a younger audience. One way in which I feel like they struggle is with the outfits themselves. The initial line of Rainbow World dolls feature the main characters in more whimsical versions of their main outfits, but the problem here is that they still didn't really work out that well. I'm no fashion designer, but when I think fantasy, I don't think of Amaya's maxi dress, sneakers, or denim jacket. And this awkward struggle of mixing fantasy and modern outfits continues to show in subsequent doll lines such as Winter Wonderland, in which every character is basically wearing a long flowy princess dress, but has on a modern puffer jacket or sweater. But here's the thing. This whole awkward struggle between trying to merge fantasy elements with modern high school fashion could simply be avoided by changing the name. Like I said earlier, the first wave of dolls had the word Rainbow World on their packages, so why not just make the new rebooted line of dolls all Rainbow World? This could not only open up for more of a possibility for fantasy doll lines such as fairies, mermaids, or unicorns, but would also end this bizarre fashion amalgamation of high school and fantasy that they're still struggling with. Storyline. The plot for the 5th season of the show is that Sunny, along with the rest of the gang, enter a portal in Rainbow High, which takes them to a place called Rainbow World. There they meet Miss Morton, who tells them that they are shimmers, or people who help the citizens of Rainbow World with their confidence. Now, most of the episodes of this season focus on the girls doing a variety of missions, and usually end with each character learning some sort of important lesson. You can also clearly tell these episodes are marketed more towards younger kids, as each episode typically features someone singing. So now that I've gone over over the main storyline, I want to express some of my gripes with this season. First and foremost, while the storyline was better than I thought it was going to be, I still found it lame and kind of boring. The whole Shimmer thing got annoying pretty fast, and you could tell that the writers didn't know what to do with it after a while, but I'll touch on that a bit later. I also felt like the plot didn't really have any elements of interesting fantasy in it. Where were the dragons, the sparkling dresses, the magic superpowers, or the hunt for the long-lost Rainbow Queen? And can we talk real quickly about how uninspiring Rainbow Land was? Even the school in which they spent most of the season in was just a sparkleized and abandoned version of the Rainbow High School. However, the one thing that I just cannot wrap my head around is that why do so many episodes take place at Rainbow High? There's one in which Ruby takes Rosetta to meet Jewel Richie, who for some reason knows who she is even though Rosetta lives in a parallel universe. There's also 2 more episodes which completely focus on the little sisters, and they both entirely take place at Rainbow High. But from a reboot standpoint, this doesn't make any sense to me. If MGA put in all this time and effort to give the characters new outfits, to create new backgrounds and logos and box designs, why are they backtracking? And I do acknowledge that it probably doesn't cost them more money because they already have the sets and character models done for Rainbow High, but it does cost them more money to have them voice characters that are seemingly abandoned in the reboot like Kaya or Michelle. If they wanted to keep these characters around, then why is every character scrubbed from the Rainbow High website? Isn't the main reason why they updated some of the characters' profiles in the reboot because it's cheaper than constantly having to pay for all the characters to have their trademarks renewed? I don't know, I'm not a marketing or law expert, so maybe someone can better explain in the comments. The final episode of the season ends with Poppy, Ruby, and Sunny getting trapped inside of a Rainbow World portal, but being able to fortunately escape with the help of Bella. And though the girls believe that everything is now fine and dandy, we the audience see that something is still wrong and that there seems to be an evil presence lurking within it. And while I do actually really like this ending and think it might set up an interesting plot point for next season, I'm still somewhat holding my breath. I'll even go further and say that this cliffhanger will probably be disappointing or end up really watered down. Overall, I don't want Rainbow High to fail. I feel like even though I was constantly annoyed with how many new characters they would come out with every year, I still really enjoy the doll themselves as well as the characters they introduced. Now, I don't have a crystal ball and I don't know what the sales figures for this reboot have been so far, so I can't say with certainty that I think this has been a complete and utter failure. However, what I do know is that if they don't continue innovating and coming up with unique doll lines and story ideas, then nobody will care and they will eventually slide down that slope. I know also that a lot of people on the internet are hoping and praying that the failure of this reboot will bring back the original dolls and cartoon itself. And while I do think that this show will continue blending, their old elements with the new characters, I don't think the cartoon or dolls of the past will ever return because if they didn't work in the first place, they're not gonna try to make them work now. If you liked this video today and want to see more content in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you soon. Bye!